So beautiful today. It's like the only day it snowed.
Hey, my chop's evolving.
Ross?
Hey,
What are you doing?
hey.
Ross. Ross. What are
Hey,
you
what's
doing, bro? It's like 30 degrees.
What?
Ross, we've been back from the cruise for like 4 weeks, dude.
Really?
Yeah, have you not come to work?
No.
Hey, it's almost Thursday. Weren't you gonna make a YouTube video? Do you have your keys, dude?
I have recently returned from a cruise to Mexico with my family. Apparently we've been back for 3 weeks, but after 5 days spent on the ship's Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville, getting drunk and playing Pokemon Leaf Green, I'm still on island time. So if y'all don't mind, I'm doing a beach episode in January. Given this video's title, you're probably wondering, does Ross understand that video games don't have an episodic structure and beach episodes only really appear as a trope in anime and are used as boob-heavy filler episodes? First off, I don't understand fucking anything. Second, you're absolutely right, and as Hayao Miyazaki once said, anime was a mistake. If you're unfamiliar with the trope, a beach episode is just an episode where characters go off on some mini vacation, usually to a pool or a beach, and take a break from whatever the story may be. While these episodes are infamous for their Six Flags Splash and Safari anime titty reputation, the beach episode can be useful to the narrative if done correctly. Take Avatar: The Last Airbender's cleverly titled beach episode, The Beach. In this episode, Zuko, Mei, Ty Lee, and Azula are all forced onto a vacation on Ember Island, where they try to get into normal teenage beach shenanigans only to fail and end up in a huge heated argument with each other, developing their characters by looking into their past. It's a beautiful way to use the vacation episode to slow down the story arc and focus on character development. Other series use the beach episode in different ways. The 1998 Pokemon short Pikachu's Vacation featured no plot involving humans, just Pokemon hijinks. In one Yu-Gi-Oh! GX episode titled Chazanova, Chaz convinces Alexa to duel him on the beach in exchange for a date. However, while the beach episode is used frequently in animated series, I believe that it is underutilized in video games. Video games that lean heavily on narrative are equally in need of some lighthearted beach episodes to change the pace and remind players that everything in the game world isn't super serious 24/7. In order to explore the full potential of beach episodes in video games, we'll look at how some video games use beaches already, as well as develop some suggestions for video games that could use this concept of the beach episode. Whereas the concept of a beach episode in anime is rarely more than a thinly veiled excuse for filler episodes or fan service, beaches in video games are often used quite differently, usually for wholesome and pragmatic purposes. Tutorials in video games, for example, are often set on beaches. This is done in order to teach the controls in a carefree environment, as well as provide a beautiful first impression of the game world. In Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, for example, you begin the game on Outset Island in Link's beach house. There's a happy introduction where you learn the controls of the game by chasing around a farmer's lost pigs. You are only later thrown into a world of danger after you've gotten to experience the beautiful island. Several Sonic games, including Sonic Adventure and Sonic Heroes, feature a beach stage as the tutorial. This allows you to literally race across the ocean and or get eaten by orcas. In the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games on DS, your character begins by waking up on the shore after a terrible storm and being discovered by your partner Pokemon. Later on, you meet back at the beach and share an important moment in which you decide to create an exploration team together. While there are many tutorials in video games that are set on the seaside, beaches in video games most often appear as beach stages. Beach stages are usually just used in video games for flavor, but honestly, some of these stages really make me feel like I am on vacation. But not a college vacation, like your dad is there and he definitely won't let you watch Shark Week because one time it made you pee in the bed. Nintendo uses a lot of beach stages in their games, mostly because you have to access a body of water to get into their shitty water levels. But these stages also have a very unique Nintendo charm. From the classic Treasure Trove Cove in Banjo-Kazooie to the Seaside Kingdom of Mario Odyssey. In every Mario Kart game, you have at least one beach course. In every Mario Party game, you have at least one beach minigame. But Nintendo does not have a lock on great beaches in video games by a long shot. It might not be a stage, but personally, I'm partial to the Anvil docks in Elder Scrolls Oblivion. It features pirates walking around, and dock workers, and beach bars and shops, and there are even a few quests involved with the pirate ships that are docked on the bay. Sorry. Or was it? Dark Souls. I started this video trying to think of a goof for putting a beach stage in Dark Souls, and then I realized Dark Souls has a beach stage, Ash Lake. It's important to note that some beaches in video games are not chill and totally subvert the role of the beach episode. Call of Duty, World at War, Mission 2, not a chill beach. This also goes for pretty much every first-person shooter beach mission. Sapienza is an Italian beach villa in the game Hitman. It's a beautiful town, but it's hard to bury your souls in the sand when you're busy burying them in the skulls of burglars. I didn't play Hitman, my roommate played it, but I wasn't paying attention because I think fighting with my girlfriend on text. In the 2010 horror adventure game Alan Wake, Cauldron Lake acts as a gate to hell, which is less than ideal. Dead Island. I think I fucked up my sunscreen. Dead Island. It's an island filled with zombies. Far Cry 3 starts strong with cool college kid beach vids, but you quickly learn that you've actually been kidnapped by Pirate Lord Howie Mandel. Eventide Island is a challenge in Breath of the Wild in which you are stripped of your equipment and forced to overcome your enemies with other means. I could never beat it because I'm not good at video games. Sorry. Had to reapply. Now some games don't fall into the tutorial or the beach stage category because they're the whole game's a beach. Life's a beach. To many people's chagrin, the Hoenn region in Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire is mostly water, so there's like 8 beach towns. In the early 2000s smash hit Rocket Power Beach Bandits, an evil corporation has just stolen all the sand in Ocean Shores. That's the actual name of the town in Rocket Power. And the kids have to save the sand. BioShock is essentially Bikini Bottom, and that's a beach. Assassin's Creed Black Flag, or as I like to call it, Ass Cry Bad Franchise, came up with that one myself, is actually one of the most vibrant beach games. You play as a pirate discovering islands and sunken ships in the historical West Indies, smoothly transitioning Assassin's Creed's famous climbing mechanics to the jungle. It also adds other fun pirate stuff like harpooning and naval combat. The Sims made several spin-off vacation games that are on some absolute MTV floor Bama bullshit. I'm talking Sims Vacation, I'm talking Sims 2 Bustin' Out, I'm talking Sims 4 Island Life, I'm talking Sims 9 Jimmy Buffett's Salt Life Bust Down. I think I broke my fucking armchair. Super Mario... And I couldn't make this video without mentioning Super Mario Sunshine, which is generally regarded as the most beautiful beach world in video games. Its stages are made up of several different beaches, the weather is beautiful, and it honestly makes you feel like a Nerf Super Soaker. However, as often as beaches appear in video games, whether it be through tutorials or beach stages, or if the whole dang game world's a beach, the true beach episode is very rare in video games, and I could only think of about 3 examples. At the beginning of Kingdom Hearts for PlayStation 2, you begin the game on Destiny Island, eager to get out and explore the world. Between the beautiful island and the expansive horizons and the charming characters, it actually felt like you were on vacation the whole time you were there. Pokemon Sun and Moon had an interesting spot on Hano Beach where you could talk to an NPC and do a minigame where you chuck shells into the ocean for cash. In one scene of BioShock Infinite, you and Elizabeth land on a beach and interact with a lot of people just soaking up the sun. It's a really interesting break in the story narratively, and Elizabeth is having so much fun on the beach it's hard to get her to move on. It honestly feels like a real beach episode moment and might be the only pure one in video games. So as we've seen, beaches appear for many reasons in video games, but often not as the same narrative tool that they're used as in television. But for many games, this moment of taking a breath and relaxing and cutting out the tension from the story for a minute can be useful. The Walking Dead was such a dialogue-heavy and introspective and tense video game that this tool could have actually been used feasibly. The Fallout series is another extremely bleak one, and another solid candidate for a beach episode. Fallout games are usually set in big cities that are plagued by the nuclear fallout. But picture a Fallout game set among wasteland islands. Everything is in ruins, there's mutated marine life, you can explore sunken ships, but there could be one totally pristine island that's untouched by the disaster. A scene like that could break up the game visually too. Last but not least, if I said it once, I've said it 1,000 times, God of War needed a father-son boogie boarding minigame. Because if there's a protagonist that I'd like to see lighten up and crack open a Bud Light Lime more than Kratos, I can't think of them. And that's pretty much it. That's all the video game beach content I could muster. What even is my thesis for this video? There should be more water in video games? My Team Aqua? What am I fucking talking about? Although some video games are set in environments which can't include beaches, I think most video games could benefit from the concept of the beach episode, which just represents some kind of break in the tension of a video game story and reminds us that we're there to have fun. And that's about all the dumb shit I have to say about beaches and video games today. I guess summer vacation's over. Knock the sand out of your flip-flops, pee before you hit the road, and don't forget to get one of those silly hands at White Castle. See you in school.